Joining me now is cybersecurity expert Scott Schober. He is the president of BVS, a company that specializes in wireless and cybersecurity products. So the perfect guy to ask. Good morning, Scott.
Hey, good morning. Great to be with you.
So first, please explain what exactly does it mean for us users that Samsung lost its Android app signing key? I mean, what can be done with that?
Well, I guess that's part of the problem. Nobody really knows because we're just learning about it. Yet, ironically, it was reported that this happened about 6 years ago, and Samsung hasn't done anything about it. But what's the real danger for us as consumers if we're users of Samsung, which many people are, because they make a great product, but now there's vulnerabilities. And what does that mean? If we're downloading something from the App Store, there could be malware that we're downloading without our knowledge.
Right, and on that topic, why hasn't Samsung done anything about it?
I don't know. In fact, that's a mystery to myself, as many other cybersecurity experts are also kind of scratching their heads saying, you think they would be reactive to this. And in part, a lot of this is because there's third parties that are selling apps and offering apps and also developing apps. So they need this to really authenticate and make sure if you're your Samsung phone, they're going to match the old key on the phone to a new key assigned to a new app if you're downloading. And if they don't match, well, then it won't download. But in this case, if somebody's compromised the keys, they could fake it basically and make it look like this is legitimate software and it's really malware, and you're downloading, you think everything's fine, then suddenly you say, oh no, where did my credit card go? It got compromised, or my passwords got hacked, or something else. So
is there anything that rings an alarm bell when you look at it? This could be a malware instead of, a legitimate app.
It's a great question. Normally, if it's a computer, you'd say, yeah, probably, because most likely we have some type of anti-malware protection on our computer and virus checkers and so on and so forth. But how many people actually have that on their smartphone? Not many. And there's not much that is built into the iOS and an Apple iPhone, for example, or an Android platform even to prevent different types of malware. That's why cyber criminals are targeting smartphones. There's some protection in there. I shouldn't say there's none, but there's limited. And that's part of the advantage, I guess, cyber criminals have. They're going to look to exploit that weakest link where the majority of customers are using these platforms. And that's exactly what they're doing. But as a consumer, what can we do? Well, obviously, if you're using a Samsung device and you want to download apps, there's a myriad of different app stores that you can go to download these apps. Your best bet is always to stick to the name brands that you do know, that you trust, and you've had success. If it's a third-party app you're downloading from somebody that you don't know, I would use caution right now. You got to be very careful. Contrast that with maybe the way Apple does it. Apple vets everything and they control it. They keep very tight reins, and it has to be through their vetting process to make sure it's secure and there's minimal or no malware or viruses or anything in the apps. That allows them to do that. But with Samsung, unfortunately, Android platform, it's kind of like the Wild West. You can't control all of the different apps and app developers and third-party stores. It's impossible.
That's very valuable to know. So thanks a lot, Scott Schober with BVS. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Stay safe.